Vince is in Addlestone. Vince, what's going on?
Unfortunately, I'm going to be on Caroline's side on this one.
Well, it went well for the last fella, so fill your boots.
Well, I know probably a little bit more than the last fella, because I'm actually a horticulturalist. So.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. This country's had enough of experts, Vince. Didn't anybody tell you?
Well, you was right, actually, with the bulb thing.
Oh, you can stay then. Carry on.
Yeah, because they create bulbules, which are, like modified extensions off of the bulb, so they start to split and divide. And the reason why I sort of stand on Caroline's side on this one is simply because if you was if you had loads of people, like you saying, going out picking, then I think that would be a problem. But I think, the police officer could have sort of turned a blind eye occasionally to saying like that. I felt it was a little bit strong, because with bulbs, the other thing is, if you pick them, the bulb stays in the ground. It's not like with wild plants. If you go out picking wild flowers, you're picking the flower which is going to seed and create the next generation. But that's not the case.
I've looked this up a bit. You get the bulblet. So the small bulb will grow under the ground where the daffodil is growing, and then you can kind of dig them up and replant them in a larger home.
That's right. Yeah.
So your man was completely right about the seed element.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So you can't have a wild daffodil then.
There are a lot of daffodils have been sort of cross-pollinated, but what they tend to do is they use the bulbs.
Yeah.
So
I disagree with you on the grounds that if you let one person do it, then why can't 100 people do it? That's what the police had. They have to make these life and death decisions in the blink of an eye, Vince.
Yeah, I know. It was one of those sort of situations. I thought it was.
Have you got children?
I was saying a bit about the sort of blackberry. It's almost like if an apple.
It's nothing like the flipping blackberries. The blackberries are wild, and if you don't pick them, they'll rot.
Yeah, but it's not one of those things that's detrimental to the plant. If you pick.
No, but it's detrimental to the view, Vince. The view is what the council taxpayers have been spending their money on.
But it's seasonal, James, just like all the bedding plants, like you were talking about outside the palace.
Yeah, exactly. So if I got up in the night and bowled down the park and helped myself to a wheelbarrow full of bedding plants that had just bloomed, how would you feel about that?
Well, if you went there actually around summertime, you could have all the spring flower stuff for free because they bin it all.
No, I'm not going there around summertime. I'm going there at the peak blooming moment, and I'm nicking them and putting them in my garden, and you're encouraging it.
I'm not. Well,
you're supposed to be a horticulturalist.
Let me just say this, James. If you pick a daffodil, it stops it from flowering. It produces more bulbils. So in effect, you're sort of propagating in a way.
But that's why the gardeners will come along and deadhead them. Deadhead. There you go. Some lingo for you.
Yeah, well, that's what you're doing effectively, because when you deadhead it,
they're not dead. You can't deadhead it if it's still blooming.
I think I've won this one, James.
Why?
You sound like you're on the ropes.
Brexit Britain. I'm not on the ropes. You've just said it's all right to steal. You can tell me where you're doing your next job, and I'm going to come. Where are you doing your next job? Where's your next job, horticulturalist?
I'm at work, actually.
Whereabouts? I'm going to come down and help myself.
I'm in Weybridge.
Right, get me on the train to Weybridge. Whereabouts in Way? You got any nice flowers you're planting at the moment, mate? Because I'm coming to take them all.
Oh, no, we don't want that sort of thing going on here, so we're planting them.
Not in Weybridge, no. Not in Weybridge in your gated communities. It's fine, yeah, you get to look after your flowers, but the normal people in Mansfield who want to have a nice view on their grass verge when they're driving to the coal mine, no, not good enough for them. Ali's in Dartford in Kent. This is insane, Ali. What's going on?